morning. So today is Thursday, May 12th. Okay, so this will conclude our second day of daily attendance. I will count yesterday's introductory videos daily attendance. So that concludes for this week. Make sure that you are able to log on to your book. If you don't, make sure that you contact IT or you reach out to me. You really need the book. I would recommend that you all, I'm gonna leave as a homework for everybody to read chapter 1. So that way we're ready for next week, okay? But so that's the homework. Just read chapter 1 so that way everybody can be ready. But I really want you to be able to navigate through your book, all right? What else? We're gonna have an extraordinary term, so very much looking forward to that. I have a lot of students that are already logged on, already subscribed, so thank you so much. If you all know of anybody that has my class and doesn't know how to navigate through it, I highly recommend that you, I encourage you to please help them out. And if not, then just, if you could get them to reach out to me. But we're coming along, so really, really happy. So this concludes this week. Just make sure that I will be having a discussion board as well. So make sure that you comment on that. I still haven't done it for all the classes, so that will be done by the end of today. So make sure that you do discussion board. Make sure that you read chapter 1. Excuse me, and I will try to get in all my classes in so we can maybe have Teams meeting next week, okay? Although it's a little bit early, but we'll see, okay? So I think that concludes it. Super excited about everybody that has, commented already. I have some students that I've already had you. I had a particular student that said that I was her kinder teacher. I think I was her principal because I wasn't a teacher in Vado, but I'm so excited. So very beautiful to, navigate through life and then eventually meet everybody up, right? Or have my students again. And I have a student that I think it's his last term. I think it's a she. I forget what the name is. I should have written it down. But I do have a student that's last term, and they're going to do an externship. So if you all will comment who it is, because right now I should have written that down. I'm being very distracted right now. But anyway, so congratulations to you, and how neat that you got me as your last term, okay? So one more thing, I highly encourage you to really take advantage of this class. This is a really simple class. Just make sure that you show up. I did get some comments in my last survey, and so it's just really important that you all understand my class. My class is really simple. It's basic, English as well as math if I have a math. And then, of course, business communication. It's about communicating in business and professionally. So make sure that, so my class is really simple and easy, and I do that on purpose, okay? Since I am a principal, I can make my class as difficult or as easy as I want. So up to you all. If you all want a more rigorous coursework, let me know in the comments below if you're okay with the way I teach. For those of you who don't know, well, you can't, comment, but for those of you who do know, if you all want a more rigorous class, let me know. I have no problem in making the classroom more rigorous. I know my coursework exceptionally well. That's why I have the ability to either make it really, really easy, medium, or super hard. So up to you all, but I sort of think that this works for everybody, and I think that you learn what you're supposed to learn. Okay, so let me know. But really excited to start off our term. This is my office on the other side. When you guys see, I do different, views on the office. This one is a little bit more messy. I have my keys back here because I'm a commercial real estate broker. So those are my keys for my, for the properties that I'm listing. This over here, right here, I had a student, they're like, what is that? I used to have a bar here. I still have a bit of a bar here. But all this where I'm sitting down used to be a bar, and my husband took it away, and so because we never use it because we're not very much drinkers. Although I do have a bar there, right? Just because in case I have company or whatever. But this used to be a bar, so it was really neat because they had these like lights that are really, really cool. And so I decided not to take them out. And so I had a student one day, she's like, Miss, what is that little like safe, like the spaceship that's up on top of your head? So those are lights, because this used to be a bar here, but I really have had to make it into my office, and this is where I have my office. So this is the other side of the office. This is, where I have my little, all my signs, and then I have my stuff for my YouTube, and then all, my filing cabinets. It's really important for you to have, some specific area in your home, no matter how small it is, because that's your area, and people in your home know that that's, your school area or your work area. And so there's sort of a barrier that's created, because when you're working from home, or when you're studying at home, or whatever it is that you're doing from home, people think that you're available all the time, and you're not. You're studying, or you're working, or whatever. So so that helps to put some sort of barrier. It also helps you develop a specific place where you can go and study, and so it forces you to to have some sort of habit and routine in terms of when you study, where you go, what time, and have a place where you can find everything, and a place where you can sort of sit, okay, or stand. There's a lot of desks that you can move around, so those are always really neat if you're always standing. If you're always sitting, I highly encourage you to go walk. I'm going to go walk right now. It's swallow season, and so they're like little birds like this big, and they are just beautiful, and they live under like bridges. And so I have like a ditch near my home, and so they come. Like, I've been waiting for them, because last year I had these group of swallows, right? So they're little birds that make like little mud, nests. And so I used to go and then, call them out. And so they come out and they swirl around me, and they fly, and then they play with me, like they swirl in and they swoop in and they swoop out. So really, really excited. And so I usually walk. I walk about 1.5 miles a day. 20 minutes is a mile. Highly encourage you to get out. Even if you exercise, there's nothing like walking and being in nature, and you figure out a lot of stuff while you're walking, okay? I did do the Camino de Santiago. Long story, right? It's a pilgrimage that you walk from one side of Spain to another. I really started in France, walked the Pyrenees, and then walk Spain. So 30 days of like 12 to, sometimes 20 miles a day. And so you walk anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day, and that's all you do when you get to the end of the journey, at the end of the route. And it's called Santiago, and supposedly St. James is supposed to be there. The Apostle St. James is supposed to be there, buried in they have a casket and stuff like that there in the cathedral. So did that to level up, and after that I haven't been able to stop walking, because I love to walk, and I hike a lot, and so it's part of my spiritual routine, and part of my spiritual ascension. Okay, I felt like I had a brother that was really sick, and so I did mandas, and so that's what I did, and so it's part of who I am, and it's part of what I do in terms of leveling up spiritually. So remember that you're not just your mind, and you're not just your body, but you're also your spirit. So it's about really balancing your body, so that why exercise and eating well and walking. If you don't walk, or running, I usually also run, right? So I usually run and then walk in the afternoons, or just depending on how much I can get in. So really excited about the time and season, but also about mental, right? About taking classes, about, learning and acquiring knowledge, because whatever it is that knowledge is power, and whatever it is that you acquire in terms of knowledge, nobody can take away from you. And those are called schematas. And so as you acquire your knowledge, you're building your foundation about your brain, about your knowledge. So nothing is wasted. Even stuff that you're like, God almighty, what a stupid class, or why did I have to learn that, or whatever. You figure out years later that you're like, oh my God, whatever. When I thought that I wasn't learning anything there, it really taught me this, and you always put it into effect and service, okay? The other thing is that everything is interconnected, okay? So even if you change a job, or even if you like change careers like I did completely, what I learned in school, that's why I'm part partly I'm very successful in commercial real estate because what I learned in school as a principal, as an administrator, and as a teacher, I was able to transition my skills. So all skills are transferable and transition to whatever it is that you're doing, even if they are completely different, and even if you think that they don't mesh in the new career and the new job, it really, really does. So so that's mental, right? And then of course spiritually, you have to feed your soul, okay? And you know, there's some people that don't believe we have a soul. We most definitely have a soul. And so your soul is about what you love and what you believe in and what you believe that we're here in life for, right? Some people are like, why are we here in life? We're here to learn and we're here to grow. And if you believe in past lives and reincarnation, as I do, then you're here to accumulate this knowledge in order for your next lifetime to be better skilled, if so you are awakened and you understand the deal. And if you don't, then and if you don't believe in any of that and you believe that you die and that was it, then to make the best out of your life, right? And to make it an incredible life journey, because that's what we're here. So have fun. Don't view school as a drag, as something that you have to do. View it as something that feeds and nourishes your soul, your body, but specifically your mind, and that this will help you achieve whatever it is that you're here to achieve. And sometimes we feel we're going to achieve this certain thing, and then it turns out that we achieve this extraordinary other thing, okay? So that's what life is about. It's about growth, and it's about expansion, and it's about savoring every single minute of life until we die, okay? And I'm gonna go on a rant on that girl, that sheriff in Alabama that that helped the convict escape. And then in the end, and I'm gonna use this as an example, and this is horrible, she wasted the end of her life, which is probably a significant part, right? I had an assistant that told me that life was in thirds, right? So your first third is you grow up and and you're raised, and then your second third is you have children, you're married, or you don't, right? Or you do your profession, and then your last third is your last third. And so she gave up her last third, right, to be with some convict, probably just being intimate, because that's all I would have gone to Mexico or something. I don't know, flown out or something. She wasted everything that she had built for someone else that wasn't even worth it. No one is worth your life. And then she commits suicide at the end. It's mind-blowing. You go through life and then you mess it up at the end for someone that probably doesn't even care about you. Anyway, so huge lesson, right? Huge lesson. No one is worth your life. It doesn't matter if they're not even convicts. They can be people that you love. They can be spouses. They can be very important people in your life that they decide not to, that they don't want you, or that it's time to move on. The biggest and most incredible moving on I've done is divorcing, okay? So sometimes, an ending only brings a new beginning, okay? And so it's about you. Life is about you. You're your protagonist. You are your main character, okay? Everybody else, our spouses, our children, our teachers, our mothers, our parents, everybody else just contributes to that. Be mindful. Some people contribute negatively and some people contribute positively. It's up to you how you want to move on from that and how you want to learn from that. And relationships that are extraordinary, that are very positive, that are very encouraging to you, savor them, nurture them. Don't take them for granted. Enjoy them and be grateful for them. And for the ones that are bad or shit, then just be grateful for that, and that you didn't get involved and you were able to get out of it, okay? Because sometimes it's about getting out of the poop that you're in and not allowing for someone to drag you in, like that convict dragged her in, and she got dragged into this this horrendous ending, horrible, right? Or you have this very toxic person and they drag you in. It's about being able to know your worth and being able to know that you deserve so much more and so much better, that you can either be alone or continue on your path, that something eventually is going to be better, and closing out those cycles that are not good, and really taking advantage of people that care for you and people that nurture you and people that encourage you, and you encourage yourself, and you nurture yourself, and you grow. Okay, so take advantage of this time. You know, a lifetime is just a lifetime, right? It's one, you know, and so that's all we have for right now. And so it's about really taking and optimizing everything and every time that you have, and seeing life with a childlike wonder, and being excited about everything and anything that you want and that you can do and that you are living. Because remember, the only limitations you have are the ones you set. Namaste. Have a great week. Ciao.